Hello everyone, Brittany and Chris Carmichael here, bringing you the Elevated Life series where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And today's topic is all about how to stay focused. This is something that every single person needs because there's always something that we're trying to go after, a dream, a goal, maybe whatever it may be. There's something that we're moving towards and that we want to go after, and the way to accomplish goals is to stay focused. So today we're going to give you a couple simple shifts on how you can eliminate distractions and stop playing busy.
Yeah, the keys to most things are twofold. It's typically focus and consistency. And, a lot of us miss out on these two things. And it's because we've come into an age of so many distractions. We've got the coolest apps, we got the best music, we've got entertainment, 800. I remember when I was a kid, I was watching TV one time, but there's only 3 channels, right? One of them was in Spanish.
And you had to go click it on
the
TV.
The other one was news and stuff. And now you can turn on anything you want at any time. So,
we didn't have YouTube.
Yeah, we didn't have Netflix. We didn't have anything. So it's like there were so fewer distractions, and you notice a lot of people got a lot more stuff done. So now you have to figure out how in this age can you say, hey, I'm going to kind of take a stance against all these distractions so I can still get done what I need to get done. I agree. There's tons of cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's tons of cool people, but you still have to kind of dial it back and say, hey, for this amount of time, I'm going to do exactly what I know I need to get done. So this is going to be how to do that.
Yeah, we're definitely in a world of entertainment and distraction, and I think that's for a reason. So we have to really break that cultural mold and retrain our brain to stay focused. And we're going to give you a couple simple tips on how to do that today. But really, it's important to understand why you want to stay focused. Because again, if you have a goal that you're wanting to go after, then you need to learn how to block out distractions and stay committed to your dreams consistently. I just want to take a moment before we dive into all the juicy nuggets to say hello to everyone who's here live, including my mama. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Erica, Katie, Abby, Mom. It's so cool to see you all. Love it. And if you have any questions, or maybe not a question just yet, I want to know, where do you lose your focus? What causes the most distraction in your life?
And not only that, how long does it take you? Can you stay focused for 5 minutes? Are you already done in 5 minutes? Can you stay focused for 30 minutes? Where do you lose it? Where you say,
yeah, what's your biggest distraction where you lose your focus? I know some people will blame it on their kids or their aunt. I blame it on noodles sometimes. I'm like, this crazy cat, can't stay focused. Abby says Facebook. Yeah, I have a feeling that social media or the interwebs is probably one of the most distracting things, especially, Katie says my kids, especially, because we are so plugged in, especially with our jobs and things like that. Abby says, good morning from Hawaii.
Yes,
oh my
morning,
gosh,
Maeve.
yes, let me come over.
Right.
Good morning, Maeve. It's so wonderful to see you all here. I just am so blessed to see such powerful, beautiful, strong spiritual women here show up, and can't wait to attract more men. But right now it really is a time of women waking up to this power, and to stay focused is essential during this time because we really have shit to get done. I even see my grandma here. Oh my gosh, it's so cool to see you all here. Maeve says her clients texting me, feel like I can't unplug. Well, that's an important topic that we should probably cover, the fact that Maeve can't unplug from her phone because her business,
business is set up that way.
Her business requires her to be available, like doctors or midwives or things like that. So that's something we should probably consider sharing today. But the first tip that I can give you, that we want to share with you on how to stay focused, is to eliminate your distractions. And that's why I wanted to ask, where do you lose your focus? What is your biggest distraction? My mom says, my goofy phone won't let me watch the video. Well, hey, maybe you're meant to stay focused on something else.
Yeah, so when you talk about removing distractions, one of the biggest ways that you can do it is to turn your ringer off on your phone.
Yeah.
To eliminate as many notifications as you possibly can. This was something that was really big for Britt.
Yeah, this was hard for me to do, to actually turn the notifications for my social media off, like Facebook and Instagram, and even my emails. And I turned them off at the beginning of this year so that I could stay focused. And wow, it's funny to look back now and think how attached I was to wanting to not turn off the notifications. But it really has cleared up so much of my time, because when you see that little red dot, you're like, oh, I gotta check it. And that somehow takes precedence over every other important thing in your life, which is nonsense, really.
Yeah, there's a couple apps that you can use that are really good. One is called literally Stay Focused, and the other app is called Freedom. And so those two apps combined will actually limit what websites you can look at. So you like can't go to Facebook, you can't go to Twitter, you can't go to a lot of different social media things. So despite the fact that a lot of our businesses now are online, when you're in business mode, when you're actually in that creation mode where you're trying to get like new content out, or you're just trying to stay doing one specific task, it's definitely really easy to add these apps on there, and then you can't check them. So rather than sitting down and you're like, okay, I've got to do this thing, and then you open up your like web browser and you've already got 5 tabs open, and one of them's Facebook. You're like, oh, my friend just messaged me. Oh, what are they doing for lunch? Oh, well, let's go over here, and you never get anything done. And so taking these distractions away, and for me, what I like to do, especially if Britt and I are working on something but we're not working on the same thing, I go shut myself off in a different room. I put on headphones. Like, I make sure that I can't even hear her. You know, I've got these really sweet noise canceling headphones, and so like I'll put on rain or maybe ocean.
Classical music.
I love
to that a lot.
Yeah, like Bach and Beethoven and stuff like that, and I'll put that on, and it just gets me right in the zone, and I stay focused until I turn that off. So the first thing to do is make sure that you eliminate as many possible distractions. And that means that you don't have to answer your phone. You don't have to check it when a text goes off.
You're not obligated to get on social media and see what your friends are doing.
Yeah, you don't even have to answer the door. You know, a lot of times maybe UPS will drop off a package or something like that. We'll get a knock at the door. I don't even go check it. The package will be there when I'm done doing what I'm doing. So when I get into a focus mode, that's the only thing I'm doing. I don't look at anything else. I don't think about anything else. It's just that one specific thing.
Yeah, and that leads us to the second tip for today on how to stay focused, and that is only do one thing at a time. We are not meant to multitask. Although you may think you can do it, one thing is definitely losing attention. So you're half-assing one thing when you're multitasking.
Yeah, it's so true. You know, it's like multitasking is definitely a great way to do a bunch of things poorly. I mean, that is exactly what you'll get. If you don't single focus, you can't give all of your energy to it. So you're just going to do a bunch of things mediocre. And you know, if you really look at it, you could have done just one task, focus on that, swap to the next one, focus on that, swap to the next one, focus on that. And that makes it you're great all tasks through. But if you just say, hey, I'm going to do 9 things at once, all of them are going to be crappy. I mean, they just are.
And you probably won't finish them all either. So this is important to eliminate one task at a time. Stay focused on one thing from start to finish. And the way that I do that helps me a lot, and I know Chris likes to do this too. Mom says, true that. But I work off of a list. So I have what I like to use is my Danielle Laporte planner. It's a weekly planner. This is what it looks like. I've been using this for about 2 years. I've really, really loved it because here's what I do. I write down like what's most important for me to do for the day, and then here are the other tasks that need to get done. And I start from the top, most important, and I cross that off. Start it to completion, cross it off, move to the next one. And here's the thing, guys. If I don't get to the bottom of the list on Monday, but I crossed off the top 3, guess what? This moves down to Tuesday, and it might move to the top of the list if it's really important. But it's okay to have all of these things written out and move them accordingly. So not only working from a list and focusing on one thing at a time, but I know that Chris's big philosophy on this comes from Brian Tracy, and it's called Eat That Frog.
Yeah, this is something I got from Brian a long time ago, and that is that for the most part, we normally have one task per day to really kind of move the needle forward, if you will. And that might be something simple like a phone call, but we neglect it. And what we do instead is we focus on the other tasks that are on our list that aren't nearly as important. But because the list is so long, we still feel accomplished. We're like, oh, we're crossing. Hey, I did laundry today. Hey, I got the dishes going today. Bathed the animals. But you're not necessarily doing all the things that really matter. So it's super important. And the way I like to do it is I like to do the most important task first. So the idea is you're eating the frog. So it's like if you wake up in the the dog likes that. So if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you were to do was to eat a live frog, then that would be the most difficult thing for the most part that you would have to do that day. And so the idea is to take that, whatever that task is that you say, if I do this one task, the day's set and I've moved myself forward despite the fact that I have all these other 70 tasks that we all have. So eat that frog first thing. Don't skip it.
Yeah, so what's important here is to not only create a list of the things that need to get done for the day, for the week, but really to prioritize what's most important for me to do today, and do that first. Don't procrastinate, don't play busy, don't do the laundry, because it will be there tomorrow, okay? So what is most important for you to do it first. And another, here's a productivity tip that Chris has really helped me with. This is to help you eliminate procrastination. If you look down at your to-do list, or if you know there's something that you need to do and it takes you less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't say, oh, I'll do that later, because 2 minutes is nothing, and it'll allow you to get it done, cross it off the list, and not be thinking about it or keep dragging it out. So if it can take whatever is on your list, if it takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't wait.
Yeah, another big thing that you can do for focus and is that you have to be practicing this. A lot of us, again, we live in the age of distraction. That's fine. So what we need to do is figure out ways to combat that. And one of the easiest ways to do it is to consistently focus on things like meditation, to practice these, and only spend small amounts of time until you can focus on one task for, let's say, an hour, or one task for 90 minutes. I love working in blocks of time. It's so much easier for me to do this. And so I set myself a timer, just like Katie said. It does create the urgency.
A Pomodoro timer, if you've ever heard of this.
Yeah, Pomodoro is the technique. So basically what Pomodoro is, it's 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. So I'll get super in there, super focused, and then I give myself a 5 minute. And normally what I do is I close my eyes and move around.
Yeah, and stretch and stand up and move your energy, because if you stay sitting for too long, your energy gets stuck, your muscles get tired, they get tight, and it's just, you're not allowing that energy to flow, and creativity is an energy. And so if you focus your attention really hardcore for 25 minutes, which you can do, everyone can do that, and then the timer goes off, you can get up, relax, breathe. And what Chris and I like to do is actually take a walk outside, like a quick walk around the neighborhood, come back, so that we're changing our state. We're getting outside, we're not staying in our house, especially if you work from home. If you're in an office building, you can go outside as well. It's just a matter of changing your environment so that when you come back, it feels fresh and you're excited. And
yeah, and this isn't like when you're doing this, for us.
Tell me about my distractions, my ADHD. Cynthia, here's the thing. Nobody has ADD or ADHD. It's just it's a term for people that are unfocused, that haven't been practicing, like Chris is talking about, meditation or mindfulness, or really focusing your attention. It's not a disorder or a dis-ease. It's just unpracticed.
Yeah, so all you've got to do with this is just, again, start with 5 minutes. Start 5 minutes today. And if you do 5 minutes, you can stay focused on just your breathing and let the thoughts come up. It doesn't matter. Let the thoughts come up. Stay focused on your breath the whole time. If you successfully do that and you can meet that 5 minutes, next week bump up to 7. Mm-hmm. Don't try and go for 30 out of the gate. Don't try and go for an hour. It's not going to happen.
Don't be a baller. Just start.
5 minutes. Start small and then increase over time. And so the Pomodoro technique was something that we used a lot. And what we ended up changing it to is doing 50-minute increments. So 50 minutes and 10, so that we can go on that nice little walk, change the state. I like to be outside because I have so much more open space. And what I've found happens is once I get to a certain point, my brain just kind of goes, man, we've been really focused for a long time. I go outside and I get these new mental images because I have so much space to create them. And I'm walking around with Britt, right? And it's not that we're on Facebook. So during that 10-minute time, I don't go get on social media. I don't go trying to distract myself. All I do is clear my thoughts so I can open up new visions for myself. Yeah. Because, you're always receiving these ideas. You're always coming up with new ideas. But it's so much easier when you're out and moving around and you're almost kind of distracted by being outside, but the thoughts come up anyways because you're not totally focused on them. They come up, and then when you get back in the seat, when you're back at the computer or wherever you're at to do the work, then those thoughts just pour out of you. And it's so much easier to do it this way. We didn't start with 50 minutes. We started with the 25. And so 25 and 5, but now it's gone to 50-10. So the real idea is to do what works for you. Try out different methods. Maybe it's 45 minutes, maybe it's 15. It doesn't matter. The point is focus tasks, single task focus, and then into a break mode where your body can go, okay, I'm out of this, and then hop back in again. It's way easier to go. Yeah. I mean, I can work a good 12 to 14 hours like this and not feel
But
overwhelmed.
we don't.
We don't, because normally when you're this focused, you get things done
You get
immediately.
it done immediately. People that work 12 and 14-hour days either have a crazy job or they're distracting themselves and having to come back and finish this up. Katie makes a very important point that focusing is like building a muscle, and you have to train it and you have to exercise it and you have to show up consistently for that to really take effect. I want to see what Dara says. Dara says, yes, I drive so much and I get so unmoved. So I just pull over and dance it out
There
for a
you go.
minute, or take a walk around wherever the hell I am, and I should probably do 25 minutes instead. Oh my gosh. One, I'm just so excited to see you here, Dara and Ann. Oh my gosh, I love seeing all my girlfriends here and my family. Hello, Larry. It's so cool to see you all. Love, love, love connecting every Friday with you guys here on The Elevated Life. And I just want to say thank you so much for your support.
One of the last things we want to leave you guys with, and this is probably one of the most critical pieces of this whole thing, and that is that you want to move from being efficient to being effective. And the big deal here, what I'm talking about is, let's say that you master the focus thing, right? But you end up focusing on the wrong tasks. You always have to be looking at, is the stuff that I'm doing even really important? And you can start looking at it, you're like, man, like I said before, you get all the stuff done, but you didn't really do anything that mattered. And so you want to be saying, hey, I'm going to focus, but I'm only going to focus on stuff that really, really, really makes a difference. So a lot of us, what you'll notice in your life is that 20% of the stuff that you do accounts for 80% of the results. And it's true with everything. So 80% of the stuff that you do doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it's just crap. So you say, oh, I'm so busy. You hear people, I don't have time. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And for a lot of times, it's because you're doing stuff that doesn't matter. And so you need to be looking at that. That's why we talked about eat that frog. And you just get onto that spot where you're saying, I'm only doing stuff that matters this week, or I'm only going to do stuff that matters today. I'm only going to do things that really can push me to where I need to go. And anything that I consider busy work or anything that I'm not great at, I'm going to delegate it to you. Delegate to somebody else. Like, that's one of the huge mastery tips here, is that you don't have to do your whole to-do list. There are so many people across the globe that will help you, that can come in, they can take some of the load off, and it's much cheaper. Like, if I focus on the tasks that bring me the most, especially with work, that's high fee stuff. If I'm over here doing tasks that other people are better at and way cheaper than I would do, then I need to get those people on my team. So always be thinking about, what can you delegate? That way you're not focused on you're not feeling like you have 800 things to do. Like, get some other people to help you. Yeah,
Leslie says you make time for the things that are important to
Bingo.
you, which is so true. And some people just have their priorities mixed up. Laundry's not important. All right. And I just want to take a moment. Anne says, I'm opposite. I have free time and I find it hard not to become busy.
There you go. That's another big key, is that when you're focused, you're focused. When you're not in the work mode,
have fun.
Just be like, don't like walk outside and feel bad because you didn't get more stuff done. You get you eat that frog each day. You'll wake up a year later and be like, man, I got so much done this year. And I enjoyed myself at the same time. Yeah. That's how you're able to go on vacation, not think about work the whole time, or you can be with your partner and not be constantly thinking about all the stuff that you have to do too. That way you can be intimate, that way you can go on these walks, that way you can do all these other things. But if your mind's somewhere else constantly, like, you're never going to enjoy the moment, which means you're never actually going to live life. You're going to live on your to-do list. Yeah. So when it's time to put the to-do list down, put it down and enjoy your life. Yeah, stay focused during the day so that you can play at night, which is so much fun. And it should be a balance of both. I know that we can get in these overworking modes where we're like, okay, I still have time. I'm not sleepy yet. I can keep working. It's 9:30 at night. I know that I've felt that way, where I'm like, okay, I could keep editing photos, or I could keep doing this. But I always consciously have to stop myself and say, no, you deserve to rest. You worked hard during the day. Now it's time to slow down and relax. So when the sun is down, it is time to stop our work. The energy has left us, okay? And I just want to take a moment to honor my mom. She says she took Cosmo, her cat, first thing this morning to McKinney to get fixed all by herself. And the reason why that is so special and important is, as you know, I talk about my mom's stroke 5 years ago that paralyzed her. She was not able to walk or drive or anything. So now today, to see her stay focused and stay committed and stay determined and put her fears behind her of being able to drive or anything like that just is so freaking inspiring. So I'm so blessed to have you as my mom. Thank you so much for just constantly inspiring me to keep going after it and to not blame your circumstances or anything that happens in your life, to really just
live a kick-ass life. I'm just so inspired by you, Mom. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want to know, what is your big frog? I'm so like, what is your big frog for today? What is that one thing that you need to accomplish today? Not have to or obligated to, but that you want to move forward with, that vision or that dream or that goal that you're going after. Let me just scroll down so I can see here. Go Mom, Ann says. Aw. And Abby says, that's me right now in Hawaii thinking about work. Girl, you are in Hawaii. How could you ever work? Erica says, 1,000 words on my novel.
Get it, Erica.
Erica, that is totally doable. I know that you have that in you. And if you just stay focused with no distractions, you'll be able to bang that out in no time.
Listen. Here's the deal. Like, I read a ton of books, right? We all know this. I read a ton. And Erica, like, you're one of the better writers I have ever seen. And I would love to read more of your writing. There are a lot of people who aren't that great at writing. There are a lot of books out there, not a lot of great writers. And so I'm always trying to inspire anyone who's great at something to do that great stuff, because like, it's people like me, I will totally appreciate all of that. And, you know, there are other people in the world who want to do the same thing. And so like, please get all of your greatness out. You know, do it. Stay focused. Do these tips that we talked about. Get rid of all the distraction stuff, and like, give it to us. We want it, you know?
I am like so emotional right now. Like, what is happening? Chris, thank you. Love you guys. We love you too, Erica. We love you, Mom. And we love you, everyone who's here. Thank you so much for joining us every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here for The Elevated Life. I want to hear from you. Not only what is your biggest frog that you'll eat today? What is that one thing that you need to mark off your to-do list? Maybe what's that thing you've been procrastinating on that would really make a difference if you just did it, especially if it only takes 2 minutes? Leave that in the comments below. And also, I want to know, what topics would you like us to cover here on the Elevated Life series? We love answering any of your questions and talking about all different topics that range from lifestyle to spirituality to relationship to business. We don't really care what you want to talk about, but we are here to answer your questions. Kathleen says, staying focused today is my frog. Well,
yeah, go for it.
You've got it. Anne says self-care. What a great thing to focus on. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next Friday here on the Elevated Life series, and be sure to share your frog in the comments below, as well as what topics you'd like us to cover, because we are here for you, and we'll see you guys next Friday. Hold on, Michelle says workout and meditating right after this. Whoop,
Get it,
whoop.
Michelle.
I love it. Go for it. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Abby. Oh my gosh, enjoying my vacation as my frog. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, love it. Go after it, eat that frog, and stay focused on your dreams, because that is the way to make them happen. Love you all so much. Love you, Maeve. So cool to see you all here, and we'll see you next Friday.
Bye, y'all.